Hello, my name is James Clark, Executive Chef at Carolina Crossroads Restaurant here at the Carolina Inn. Today we're coming to you on the front porch of the Carolina Inn. Every Friday we have Friday on the front porch. It's now until the end of October. And it's a great time to bring the family and friends out, have some beers on the front porch, have something to eat, and see a great live band that we have here every Friday. Looks like we've got a little function set up here today, which is also another great place to have your function. But it's May, it's spring. It's been a little bit chilly this spring, so it's been a little late, but one of my favorite things, the best part of spring, and you only get them this time of year. You can eat them all time of the year, but really, who wants to eat a soft-shell crab that's been frozen? I don't. I love them when they are alive and kicking. So I've got some fresh from the water, fresh from the coast soft-shell crabs. I got some beautiful ingredients here today, but this is the star of the show. And what I'm going to do is we're going to take soft-shell crabs, we're going to do a little pan-fried soft-shell crabs, serve them with some Maque Choux, and top them with a parsley and tarragon remoulade. I can't tell you how much I love this. People ask me all the time, what's your favorite thing to cook? Right here. I love them, love them, love them. So first off, what we have to do is we have to clean the soft-shell crab. I'm going to take them away and get all the seaweed and stuff off of here. And it's very simple. It's also very, very, very important that you get your soft-shell crabs. If you go and buy them, you got to buy them live and kicking, just like this guy is. So first, we're just going to expire him by cutting his face off like that. And then underneath, he has these gills that he filters through. So what you do is you just peel it back and clean it. And on the other side too. And you know, the great thing about a soft-shell crab is when he's soft like this and he's molting his shell, you can eat the whole thing, and all of it's phenomenal. But what he does is that this time of year, what they'll do is they'll crawl into the pot, so they'll crawl into a rock or in a hole, and he'll shed his shell. So what he does is he'll, and it's interesting, he'll bust out the back of the shell, and he'll just crawl right out. And then once he crawls out of that shell, he'll begin to harden his shell, and it's sort of a growing process that a soft shell goes through. But this time of year, when they're soft like this, they're an incredible delicacy, and I love them. So let's get cooking. So I've got another one over here with him too as well. I'm going to clean a little bit of that off there. I'm going to just put that right over here. I've got a little bit of flour and some cornmeal that's mixed. I'm just going to mix that a little bit. I'm going to season it with just some salt and some black pepper. And I'm going to lay them in there right on top, get my pan going. While that's heating up, I'm also going to start my Maque Choux as well. So the Maque Choux is a corn dish. It's an Acadian corn dish. It's got some French and a little bit of Native American influence to it as well. It's got some peppers. You can put anything, but corn is the main ingredient in it, but you can add whatever you want to, but it's usually corn and some peppers. I've also got a little bit of tomatoes I'm going to put in there, some onions, and then sometimes there's a meat option like bacon or tasso, but I'm going to have some bacon in there. And what I usually do is start first with the bacon in our pan, so that I can get just a little bit of bacon fat down there on the bottom. And it smells so good. I love a little bit of bacon. I'm going to add just a little tiny bit of olive oil to it. While that bacon's crisping up, I'm going to add my onions and some peppers. And I've got my corn, and I've taken the corn off the cob, as you can see. And then on the cob, the best part about it is you want to take that cob when you're taking the corn off and get a little bit of that milk off there as well. That's just scraping the back of this cob to get some of that milk off as well. Now that everything's browning nicely in there, I'm going to add my corn. Smell those ingredients beautiful. Alright. While that's still cooking down, I'm going to get my crab started. Add a little bit of olive oil to this. Like that. Just going to dust these lightly in a little bit of flour. I like to start them. I like to start one belly side down and start another one. Woo! I'm going to start one belly side up. All right, corn is just about done. Go to the side. All right, there's sauteing away in there. Now that my corn has gotten nice and sauteed with the onions and the peppers and the bacon, I'm going to season it. Just a little bit of cumin, a little bit of smoked paprika, a little bit of dry mustard. And I'm going to add just a touch of cream. Now this part you don't have to do, but it's nice and rich. I'm going to let that cook down just a little bit, thicken, almost like a cream corn. I'm going to add a little bit of green scallion to it, season it with some salt, and a little bit of pepper. You wonder when it's time to flip them. And when they start to get red on top a little bit, that's when I like to turn them over. Let them finish cooking on that side. It takes about maybe 2.5, 3 minutes on each side to saute the soft shell crab. They don't take very long to cook at all. So the last part of this is that we're going to make our remoulade. So in here I've got a little bit of mayonnaise, I've got some mustard, and I've got a little basil parsley puree. I'm going to add to it a little bit of our homemade dill pickles, which I'm just going to give a quick cut. Like this. I'm going to turn them and give them a quick dice. This will be a little acid added to it and a little bit of crunch to it and some texture to it. Alright, gonna pop those in there just like that. I'm going to add just a little bit of fresh tarragon to that as well. I'm going to pull some of this right off the stem. Give that a little bit of a mince. Just like that, nice and lightly. Add that right there to it as well. Okay, so we've got our remoulade. I'm just going to give it a quick stir. I'm going to season that with just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little dash of hot sauce, Texas Pete from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and a little bit of lemon juice. Right at the very end of my Maque Choux, I'm just going to add my tomatoes. Nice fresh grape tomatoes to that. I'm going to give that a stir. That looks good. Wish you could smell it. It's phenomenal. So first we're going to put a little bit of our Maque Choux right down on the plate. Like this. Put one of my soft shell crabs up, one of them upside down. Then I'm going to top it, just a little bit of remoulade, Maybe put a little bit right here on the plate. Like that. A little bit of scallion right on top. Like that. And there you have it. Some pan-fried soft-shell crabs with corn maque choux and a parsley and tarragon remoulade. This is one of my favorite things to eat in the springtime. I love it. Again, this is recipe time here at Carolina Crossroads at the beautiful Carolina Inn here in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I hope you have a great spring and a great summer, and we'll see you next month.